something that was in the back of my head. It's kind of like a dream of mine many years ago. I want to say like 5 years ago, where I really wanted to make it on YouTube. Not make it, but I want to get my videos up there, get people enjoying my content. And it makes me feel good when other people enjoy my content. And that was my outlook, was more YouTube. But then once I got into streaming, I'm like, oh my God, I can make people laugh live. Why not? So then, yeah, I really just want to make both of them work and see how far I can go with my content creating. And I just really want to pass on laughs to people because I needed it when I was growing up. So I feel like people need it now more than ever, especially with what's going on. And if I could do that and get all the laughs along the way, I will be the happiest little guppy you'll ever meet.
That's awesome. I think that's a really good reason right there to stream, because it's not, I think those that tend to get lost in just wanting the hype, just wanting the attention versus, kind of beyond yourself. You're streaming for reasons beyond just you. I think that's streamers with those goals reach such a varied audience and touch that varied audience in an emotional way that some other streamers may not get that opportunity if they're just focused on, the bottom line. So I think that's awesome.
I agree with that. I watched like a lot of PewDiePie growing up, and just him laughing and just him being silly kind of was like, okay, so my day wasn't so bad.
Right.
So I'm just thinking, if my energy, how many people do I make smile? So it's just kind of want to pass it on. If you have a good day, then you're going to give someone else a good day. That person's going to have a good day. And then it's a train. Choo choo. No pun intended.
Yeah.
It's a vibe train.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what platforms do you have a presence on right now?
Just Twitch at the moment. Well, Twitch and YouTube.
Okay.
But like I do content on other ones. Like I always post my content on Instagram and Twitter as much as I can, but majority it's YouTube and Twitch.
Okay.
And I think, speaking to the laughing and stuff, and for the listeners, you have to go watch her stream. Like, it is the best place to hang out. Like, if you're having a bad day, just go pop into Beenooza's chat, because she's not going to be a Debbie Downer on stream. It's going to be a good time. Like last night I was laughing because you when you're playing Phasmophobia and your character died, like literally I was thinking the same thing you were thinking, and then you said it and I was like, oh God, her character just died and it's like her booty is twerking. You remember when your character died and just started shaking?
She was twerking that ass, twerking that ass. Yeah.
Oh my God. That was so funny. Oh my God.
What happens in Phasmophobia stays in Phasmophobia, okay?
And I think what's even useful to notate too is that if you can't even reach her live, there are pre-recordings of her videos on her Twitch and also on Instagram. I've seen many funny videos. Sometimes they're pre-stream videos, like getting ready to go live, come check her out. And you already see the energy going on in those videos. So if you can't at least catch her live, watch the the recordings or even her Instagram, and you'll still get something from it.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
The Energizer Bunny must live on. No, I'm just just kidding.
So you said you started back on Mixer back in February to go. Well, that wasn't your first time going live, was it? In February?
Yeah, I've never done, like, I've never streamed or made YouTube content. I've never done anything until February. Well, January, my first video. But yeah, February was the first time I ever went live, ever put myself in front of a camera and a mic and hit the live button.
So what's your, is there like a message, or is there like a goal, or what are you trying to do with the content creating stuff? Like what's your dream or your expectation of where you think this is going to go?
Well, where I wanted to go is I want to do this full time. I want to be able to like make a living, but also make a living, but live comfortably, but do something that I want to do because I was a dental assistant and I did that for 6 years and I didn't like it a lot of the time. And I kept thinking, I love video games. I love playing video games. I love making people laugh. I love socializing. So what can I do? And my brother, believe it or not, was like, you used to talk a lot about being on YouTube or doing this. And many people told me, do it, do it, do it. And back in the day, it was always frowned upon. If you play video games, what? Or like people would get bullied. Like I was one of the people that used to get bullied for playing video games or the girl gamer status, all that,
Oh man, yeah.
So I just like, you know what? I want to change and I'm going to do something that I want to do because you only have one life and I don't want to regret not trying something that I didn't get to do that I wanted to do. And this is why I'm going to go for my dream, which is to be a YouTuber, well, a content creator. So a live streamer and a YouTuber and do that daily, day in and day out for the rest of my life.
So it's interesting you bring up that I am very ignorant to this whole dark area of gaming where females are like marginalized for playing video games. Like me and Fulio had a pretty long conversation about that because it like blows my mind. Like I can't imagine the type of person that's like, I'm going to go get into this game and I'm just going to find the first female and I'm going to just like put her down. Like I can't imagine that's what people's purpose of playing a game would be. And actually when we first started this podcast, I was like, I would like to address that. And I would like to make that kind of I want to kind of highlight it just on the aspect of if I can help, I will. Cause I know Sky Angel. I don't know if do you know Sky Angel?
Oh yeah. She's awesome.
She had dealt with some of that. So I literally went over in her chat for like a whole day watching to like let her know that, hey, there's somebody here. And I think what I would like to do with this is, I'm really glad Fulio is on this show because it helps me talk about it. Cause obviously I'm a male. So like I'm on the team that's like causing the heartache. So I think it's important that Fulio's here so we can have this conversation. But that's one of the things that I really was passionate about. Like I want to know more about this and I want to know why it's happening and I want to know what's being said. And I want people to know that when they encounter that we're going to create an army of people that will come and squash it quicker than it started. And I think that's something that I think is important. And I would really like to get out of this podcast, or at least have people that are on know, hey, we're building this community. And if you have trouble, here's a whole list of people you can go hit up or fall back on to come to for help. So you don't feel like you're so alone, you know? And since we're all online and there is a chat going on and people can actually pop in and shut this stuff down and basically report it and just squash it as it's happening. But just so you know, we do have an esports team that reached out to us that's going to be on the show. And okay. I think they're going to be a focal point for that. Maybe Z Royalty Gaming is the name of them. So we're actually in talks. We're actually supposed to hook up today, but we couldn't get our times matched up. But anyway, I want to talk more about that. And I want you and Fulio to kind of expand on that in a little bit. And I want to know more. I'm really interested in this topic, actually.
Yeah. What you want to know
happened? How does it basically materialize, or how does it come about? Is it like through voice chat?
Well, through my experience, I've learned, because I've done it both. I've muted my mic, but this is since I've been playing back in Black Ops 1 days. It's been happening, right? I don't. Maybe Fulio, you can agree with me on that, but
first game online, I don't know what it was, but it was around that time that Black Ops had come out. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think there's a difference between, I don't want to say like every mean thing someone says just has to be squashed, because obviously when you play certain types of games, there's just some trash talk that's going to happen, you know, but the trash talk becomes toxic when it's becoming targeted towards like one person solely or whatever, you know what I mean? Or I'm sure there's a line that it crosses.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. A lot of the time, maybe, I'm not sure, Fulvio, if you get it, but for me, if I mute my mic, they automatically, because I'm not gloating, but like I was decent back in the days. And if, they automatically think I'm a dude that's playing. But if I say something like, you could have done better or something like that. Oh, what? It's a girl. Oh, it's a girl. Oh my God.
And they lose their mind.
Yeah.
Like it's like so shocking.
I don't get that though. Why?
I don't know. I don't
Maybe
know.
they should answer that.
Yeah, probably. We need to have some toxic people. If you were a toxic person and you'd like to be on the show, hit me up.
That sounds like a bad idea. We're going to need a lot of adults.
Yeah.
I think it's because maybe they don't want to get beat by a female. It's the whole like boy versus girl thing. And then when they get beat by a female or a female that's actually done better than them, it's
emasculating.
Yeah, exactly. And instead of accepting defeat, they lash out at defeat, you know, by either hurting your feelings and saying something silly or by making fun of you and telling you got to go back to the kitchen, right?
Or using your body parts in such a way. Like, I've heard some things I had never heard before. I had to look them up. I was like, wait, what does that mean? What?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I know.
That's not the way you should learn those things, right?
No. And I don't know, to be honest with you, like I feel like it's I don't know how to say it. I've noticed it a lot in like the first person shooters where they always, if a girl does way better and they find out it's a girl, they're more hard on a female, which to me, I love it because when I kill you, I laugh, you know, but I don't know. I don't take hate like that bad. I use video games as an escape. So when people bully and say stuff like that, to me, it's like, it makes me more happy that I can bring that much anger out of you over a video game.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's one positive way to spin that is like find that, hey, I just got under this person's skin and it's kind of hilarious. There is one guy that I have played with, 86. You guys know 86? He's like probably the best Warzone player there is, and he has like no people in his chat. So I want to have him on the show because he plays Warzone really, really well. But I played with him like one time, and he'd just yell at me all the time. You need to go here, call this out, like. And I'm just like a casual gamer, man. Like that was kind of over the top, so I get a little yelled at for the way that I played, and I'm a dude. But one of the things about the toxicity stuff where I think it really draws a line is Sky Angel was actually fearful of this person because they were actually personally attacking her and coming after her offline and trying to get her banned on Twitch. And it took it to a whole nother level. So
I heard about that.
I don't know if any of that kind of stuff has happened to you guys.
Yeah, I've had some pretty not nice family threatening kind of things, and it's not, I mean, I don't give out personal information for someone too, but back in the days, I don't even know what game that was. I always go back to Black Ops 1 because I played that when all the new games came out. I still played that like in no life. But anyways, but a lot of the time was like DDoSing and then them trying to find your information that way. And that was kind of the thing that made me stop. Like I remember out of my 10-year gap, I remember taking like a 2.5 to almost 2.5 year break because people were like DDoSing, and which is like hitting people offline, taking your IP,
right?
No,
yeah.
And it was always like, if you're a good player or you're a female, oh, you're talking to this person, or this person's your friend. Okay, well, we're gonna make sure that you're not gonna get online, and none of your family is. or like swatting, people calling the call. Like it's just like insane what people go through to make someone's life miserable.
I've heard about that DDoSing stuff, and actually, I was trying to help one other streamer. I'm not going to mention her name, but if I come at you with help, at least allow me to help you. Don't just keep throwing excuses at me as to why I can't help you. That was kind of annoying, but yeah, I was legitimately there to help, and
There might have been a lot of fear at
and-
that time too. You know,
well, it was just
it
like,
can be
well, you're under-
shocking and scary, and you don't know what lengths someone's going to do.
the
So there may be
DDoSing
some
thing-
distrust in general at that point. You know, when you're going through that.
I would think the DDoSing thing, though, you could call your service provider and say, "Hey, I'm getting taken offline, and this is coming from somewhere." And your ISP should be able to see, because all a DDoS is a flood of traffic to basically overwhelm the server, so you can't connect.
Right.
And I'm in my master's for cybersecurity, and actually, I'm interested in this. I want to actually dig into this deeper and figure out how it's done and why it's done, and then counter it. So.
I mean, a lot of what I've heard from some people was like it is like that, but it depends on what kind of router you have. Like if you have a dynamic router where like if you unplug it, your IP change, or like a static, or I forget the other name, router.
Static IP versus DHCP. DHCP usually assigns the same IP address, but they're getting in somehow. They still have to, and I'm curious how that process works. I'm actually probably gonna have to dig in some black hat type hacking stuff.
I can tell you they use a bot. It's like a bot.
Use a bot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was asking, because I was curious too, and it's like kind of like this bot server. I forget what it's called, but it's pretty much a database, and it sends like a bunch. Like there's DDoS where like you go to a website and you stress your IP, and then there's like a server where like you actually have a bot that attacks and potentially can like fry your router.
Well, there should be a way your ISP should be able to see where that's coming from, though.
I agree.
So calling them and reporting that stuff they should be able to see that influx of traffic coming in, because, like I have fiber at my house. So that fiber strand that comes into my house, that traffic is coming in and out only through that fiber. So that traffic should be able to be seen. You might be able to even actually, let's get a little bit more technical, but like put a packet sniffer and actually see the packets that are coming in and out of your house. So I don't know. I'll have to look into it and see. I'm interested in that whole topic, and I want to actually figure out if there's a tool or something out there that actually counters it, that somebody could actually download, install, run, and it basically stops it.
That would be that. Yeah. What about you, Fulia? What have you encountered?
Now I'm being interviewed.
That's
the vibes. A lot, and it started in the arcade. Was the first time I experienced the harassment by fellow classmates of mine. So there was already that association there, but as soon as they saw I gamed, it just sent it even into a worse spiral. And then let's see what else. The online gaming, when everything kind of went online and you could speak to each other for the first time, which I think was around some of those Black Ops games. And I got on the headset and was playing, and as soon as I said a word, it was just a flood of guys that were probably about my age at the time, so in their teens, and just saying terrible, terrible things. So I didn't go online for a long time after that. I just stayed away from online gaming and just played local co-op with buddies, or just, my own. And then, since streaming, I've had some interesting experiences. Let's just put it that way. But no one at least has threatened me in a violent way, but I've had other threats. So yeah, it's hard to counter, because part of me always feels you want to say something and you do want to protect other people as well. But I also realize that by doing that, you are creating a target as well, and it can sometimes further the issue. So whenever it happens, I tend to weigh out the risk versus benefit. Do I say something to the person, respond, or do I just report them or block or ban, or do I say something to someone else about it? So
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you go tattle, sometimes that makes it worse. It's
it
kind of
can.
like
Yeah.
being in school and you tell the teacher that so and so did this to you, and then the next time you're at playground, you're going to get crap beat out of you.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
guess it
yeah,
depends on feeling it out, right?
Yeah. 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 If I'm in game, I mean, it's to the point where I mute everyone in Call of Duty, and that kind of sucks because there have been random people I have played with in someone else's party, that they brought in, that ends up being an awesome player, and I otherwise wouldn't have talked to him, if I just met them in the game. So I think it kind of closes some doors, but also protects just my mental when I'm playing the game because I want to play, and have fun, enjoy myself. But there is a bit of satisfaction when I have turned the game on.
Don't tell me it's a little bit. You loved it. You loved it.
But yeah, when they did find out I was female, and then it kind of fucks with their game, actually, in a way. Where their game, I start to see them so hyper focused on it that they start slipping. They're not getting the kill count. They're not hitting the objectives faster than I am. So I mean, there can be that part of it as well as a fuel, but I tend to stay on the you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. I just want a game.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, like I said, when it starts going into that deeper realm of I'm going to try and get you banned and just becomes super personal like that, I just don't get why people want to devote their time. Don't they have something better to do? Like, seriously. Like,
It's
You'd
jealousy,
think.
I think.
That could definitely be a part of it.
Like, okay, well, you're getting attention on it. Like, for example, if somebody didn't think that person was that great at the game, but they were getting a lot of attention on that game, then there's like the hatred, jealousy. Well, why is that person getting attention when they're not that great at the game? But it could be their personality, their warming. Maybe they are good, but you just don't think they're good because you don't like them, or something between the two people fell out. Maybe the one friend decided not to be your friend that much anymore and someone else's friend. And then there's just kind of like a background hate where it turns into the littlest thing can like set anybody off. I always say that, no matter what, if it's online, it's still the internet. Like, it's still people. Like, you don't know who's behind the screen. So,
right. Well, and I think that's what fuels a lot of this too. Like, would these people really, if they were face to face with you, say the same thing to your face? Probably not.
Probably not. Exactly.
I mean, it's just like Facebook. Most of the people on there are behind their computers and using their little keyboards and typing away. And I used to like get on the train.
Choo choo.
I'm a real conductor. Actually, right on.
Not the proverbial train.
Yeah. So what I would do, we can't use our phones on the train, so we have to turn them off and stow them away. So the trip can be up to 12 hours. We stop. You can get your phone out and you can check it and stuff like that, as long as you're stopping and not doing anything safety related. So I have like far left liberal friends on Facebook, and I got far righties friends on Facebook. And I used to go to like this satire news website, and I would post something political.
Was it The Onion?
No, the Babylon Bee.
Okay, dang it. I was like, I love The Onion. That was funny too.
I would like share these ridiculous articles. And like one of them was like Pelosi, or like they asked Nancy Pelosi to stop or send over her paperwork or whatever with less wine stains on it or something stupid like that.
Oh my God.
And I would post that, and then I would just turn my phone off and I would go on my train trip. Well, these guys would go at it like while I was on my train trip. I like to this day I still haven't read the comments because it was like watching a married couple fight. Like nobody's gonna win, and it's just a constant back and forth. They had over 50 comments on my post, just back and forth.
Way to get them fueled up.
I know.
I know, but it's funny because it's like you're really gonna get that worked up over something that literally you're fighting with somebody that has their thoughts and views, and you have your thoughts and views, and that's fine. And I don't know. It's funny, but like I said, I think the point to that would be if these two people were in the same room together, would they say those same things to each other's face? Probably, but they'd probably be a little bit more respectful about
it. Yeah, that's definitely true right there.
So,
Yeah.
I think that same thing goes to some of these people that are acting that way. And I think there's a maturity level on it too. Although Julio did say some of these people are like in their, did you say their 50s? Like they're older people.
Oh yeah, I'd say a majority are young and like young adult teenager age, and that it seems to happen more common. But yeah, there's older men that are. I mean, I've had people try to create inappropriate profiles using my email, even, and I get a
Jesus.
notification, and I'm all, no, I did not sign up for that. No. Please do not create an account with my email.
Well, when Mixer shut down, I actually thought about maybe should I go stream over like on Chatterbait as a gamer? Could you imagine being over there, the only gamer, playing in the mix of all that stuff going on?
Oh my God. I just go start an OnlyFans at that point, though.
Right?
I don't even know if you guys know what that website is, but
I think it sounds pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
You can read between the lines and kind of get the gist, it sounds like.
So you get like donations and it's like ding, 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 ding. So Fubar is another streamer on Twitch. He actually has that sound effect. So he'll start dropping those coins or whatever. And it's just fucking hilarious. But if you want like a really deep, dark experience on gaming, and it's not even really gaming. Have you guys ever played VR chat?
No, but my buddy keeps trying to get me to play.
Oh my God. If you do not like toxic, it's weird. It is.
Then why would he invite me on there? Come on, he knows me. Maybe that's why.
I'm telling you.
Just wants a reaction.
It's like, it's the dark web of gaming.
I think it's hilarious. I really want to play that, but I don't have a VR.
I don't think you need one because he was trying to invite me and I kept telling him I don't have VR. He's like, you don't need one. I think maybe you need one to be a part of it at some point, but I don't know.
Yeah, Fubars plays it without VR. But there's some dark shit that goes down in that. Like,
how do you play then? Because don't you have to have like your head thing and to talk to people? And
I think people just chat, right? Yeah.
Well, there's like weird shit going on in there though. There'll be like an anime girl, and then like some little weird creature with it, and they're like hooked up. Or like one of them, they were like, "Don't go in that room." And so Fubar's obviously, what's he gonna do? He's gonna go in that room, and it was like Winnie the Pooh was on the bed doing some weird shit with somebody that was laying on the bed. It's just
there's a lot of furries on that. Let me tell you.
That was some weird stuff. Like he was another one was he was at Taco Bell because they have like different things, different places you can go and stuff. So they're like real environments that you can interact with. But he was Morty, and all these little kids were like, "Hey, Morty, blah blah blah," and they were saying some. I can't even say the stuff they were saying. And these kids were young. You could just tell they hadn't hit puberty yet because of their voice. And they were saying some stuff that if they were my kids, I probably would have slapped them across the room. Like it was terrible stuff. So
Dang.
Things that kids say when the parents are not home.
This sounds like holodeck, but like, yeah, like Star Trek holodeck, but gone wrong.
Yeah.
Damn. VR chats. Damn.
Well, where do we go from here?
Oh yeah, where
are we?
Where are we?
What's going on? So let me ask you, what is one piece of advice you would give a brand new streamer or content creator?
Okay, so one piece of advice that I would give, I notice a lot of, well, I'm fairly new myself, but the brand new ones, I really notice that some people do pay attention to their views and even when they're live. And I know it's very discouraging when people look and they only have maybe one or two and then they think, oh, what's the point? But honestly, that would be my biggest piece of advice would be don't pay attention to the views. Don't look at how much your views are coming in through a video or coming in live, because it will happen naturally. You know, maybe you don't have the best audio that you need to fix, or maybe you don't have a cam that you may or may not want, but there's many ways for you to attract people that you learn once you get comfortable with streaming. It happens, but I notice some people